Straw? Straw?
No straw.
Do you know that 8 million tons of plastic enters the ocean every year? And a big contributor to this problem is single-use plastic. Plastic straws are only used for a few minutes, but they're made to last forever. Join me and Sailors for the Sea by skipping the straw and go straight for the drink.
Can we just set the way, sail away, ooh, baby.
Never underestimate the impact one person can have on many lives. Sometimes all it takes is someone willing to be the change. Back in 2016, I had an encounter with Charlie Enright, the skipper of Team Alva-Medica in the Volvo Ocean Race, that completely shifted my perspective. Charlie shared vivid images of towering piles of ocean plastic and heartbreaking scenes of seabirds that had actually mistaken plastic for food. Shocking, doesn't even begin to cover it. Not long after, I discovered Sailors for the Sea and realized that as sailors, we're in a very unique position to protect the very waters that we love. So I started local, really just to test the waters. After that, throughout a statewide Women on the Water program that I developed to introduce more women to sailing, I saw a great opportunity to expand the mission. By connecting with other passionate, like-minded women, we formed a green team, registered as a Clean Regatta, and achieved gold status in 2017 and 2018. Momentum built quickly. More people wanted to get involved, to learn, and to truly make a difference. I began mentoring others on how to run their own clean regattas, sharing knowledge so they could pay it forward in their own communities. Today we have an opportunity to sit down and speak with someone that's very near and dear to the hearts of those at Columbia Sailing Club. This person has been making great strides in the sailing community and having a positive impact that reaches wide and far. Ryan Squires, I'd like to thank you for sitting down with me today, and I'm looking forward to our conversation.
I really appreciate that.
Tell us about I'm just curious, what does your normal day look like? I know your schedule's all over the place with training and all that, and I see on socials too, kind of some of the things you do, but what does like a day in the life of Ryan look like? There's probably no normal day.
Yeah, there's very few normal days, as you will, but we make plans, and those plans are constantly changing. But just to clarify, actually, so in January, I started full-time campaigning in the 470 class with Nicole Barnes. Before that, I was in the Olympic Development Program as a laser athlete. Nikki and I, we trained for a whole year together, like 230 days on the water, 5 regattas, earned 4 medals together. But last month, we did decide to end our campaign as a team. We did post about that on social media. It's a very difficult lifestyle to maintain, and it is incredibly expensive to pursue an Olympic campaign. I'm so proud of what we did together and the community that we built during our campaign. But now I'm looking on to new endeavors. I've been so inspired by the Olympic journey since I was a little kid, and it's brought me to a position of leadership. And I'm proud of it, and I'm going to continue being a leader through our sport. And what days look like for me now is still training. I mean, I definitely consider myself an athlete right now in this period of transition. I got to sail a sunfish today, so I'm doing different kinds of sailing. A few weeks ago, I got to get in a J70 and do the Bacardi Cup, Charleston Race Week in a J7. So I'm exploring different kinds of racing right now, and I'm continuing to learn through online platforms like SteveHuntSailing.com and engaging with sailors and yacht clubs all over the country right now. So organizing clinics and continuing to make my content and post it. The best connection I've had with the club is with the junior sailing program and with the kids. I've had so many parents reach out to me this past year and say like, all the kids are following along their journey. They're so stoked to see you at these competitions and making these cool videos and stuff. And it's always been so meaningful for me when people feel inspired by the content that I'm putting out there. So I love that we built this brand, American Wave, and we've been sharing our journey and sharing how cool our sport is. And a message I always send back to the kids is just make sure you're having fun on the water with friends and build skills along the way, because that's cool and it's going to serve you the rest of your life. But just have fun on the water with friends, get out there and have a great summer with sailing.
So today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about those moments we've all had on the water, the ones that kind of make us stop and go, wow, this is why I truly love sailing. And occasionally we all have some things that float past our boat and we're like, wow, how did that get here? So Ryan, since you have spent so much of your life on the water, when did like environmental responsibility shift from something maybe more abstract to something very personal for you?
Yeah, since I've spent so much time on the water, as a little kid with my grandpa, we would scour the beaches and hunt for fishing lures. He was a collector and we loved to find those together, and he incentivized me with a few dollars for every fishing lure I found. But as we were scouring the beaches, it became so obvious to me at a young age how much trash and debris there was. And that was something very young. I realized how sad that was. And while I was collecting those fishing lures and earning a couple bucks from my grandpa, I was always taking out like a trash bag with me as well, so I could collect little bits along the way.
You know, that's really great that you started at a very young age and being very aware of your surroundings and what was around the lake that you were sailing on. And it sounds like your grandfather was a great role model for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, kind of switching gears a little bit, how has your Olympic training really helped shape your understanding of how fragile our environment is, especially when it comes to our waterways, our lakes, our oceans, and your former home club of Columbia Sailing Club?
Yeah, spending so much time on the water, I definitely see how quickly the environment can change, for good or for worse. We see that with storms on a very regular basis, but we see it in the color of the water and the conditions around. We see how sandbars are shifting. And to most people, we don't realize how quickly the environment's changing around us. But sailors who are so in tune with our conditions, we see how rapidly things are changing.
Now, what do you think sailors see or experience that most people on land might just completely miss?
Yeah, I think people really miss how our shorelines are changing. We saw some very devastating impacts in northern North Carolina this year as a lot of shoreline eroded away and houses fell into the ocean, making tons of pollution and debris. And for people who don't spend so much time and see how it changes, even just in a matter of seasons, they don't realize how quickly our coastlines are changing.
And I mean, let's be honest, with sailors, we're on the water all the time. We see the good, the bad, and sometimes there are things that we really wish we hadn't seen, but make us more aware of what's going on. What lessons from racing really translate to your environmental action that you've taken?
I think a huge thing for me in my racing is having a plan. We observe the conditions around us, we make a plan, we execute. That's really the goal for any race. And same with our environmental awareness. For me, I think a huge impact is having a plan with your trash and with your debris. Every day that I go sailing and go training, I take water and I take snacks. And I could be developing trash in that on a daily basis, but I have a plan to use a reusable water bottle, to utilize water filling restations. And when I take snacks on the water, I have a specific pocket in my life jacket that I use for my trash. And I know when I come in at the end of the day, if I don't clear that out, it's going to get kind of nasty. So I make sure to find a trash can and I have a plan to empty it out of my life jacket. So having a simple plan can make a really big impact with your water and with your snacks.
And Ryan, that's a really great guide for all sailors to think about because you're right. We always bring stuff on the water, but then if we don't have a plan, sometimes the trash might blow out of the boat. You might not get it in the safety boat or on one of the race committee boats or the coach boat. So things happen. And I mean, really, what we're trying to do is treat climate action more like a long regatta where consistency wins instead of just the race to the weather mark per se. As far as leadership and influence, I know this is a huge endeavor for you and probably takes up a lot of your time. How do you bring sponsors and even other competitors along with your sustainability efforts that you've kind of put in place? How do you get them on the bandwagon per se?
Yeah, with my efforts and showcasing what I'm doing with my sailing, it's all through social media. We share everything we do at American Wave on Instagram and Facebook.
There's only one brand I trust on my skin. Park and Durham Mineral Sunscreen for Team American Wave.
And my social media manager, Faith Camerata, helps me with that all the time.
And have you seen one small thing, one small action that you've done really take off and create a ripple effect?
It's interesting when you're in a boat park at a regatta, it's so easy to walk past a piece of trash, but it's also so easy to pick it up. And if you make that effort, like first thing in the boat park, morning time, pick up a piece of trash. If people see you doing that, it just makes an attitude of like, okay, we're all picking up trash today. Sometimes it's trash that was not accumulated by the sailors. Sometimes it's been there before. But if you make that effort and you do it the first thing of the day, people are going to see that and they're going to pick up and do it with you.
Well, and I know all of us sailors can agree on one thing, that we really want to keep our waterways and race course from turning into an obstacle course with trash. We've seen that in places, and that's no fun.
It's no secret that athletes hold themselves to incredibly high standards. When they're at the top of their game, they expect conditions to be perfect. It would be ridiculous to expect anything less. If something needs to be pure to perform, why would we put garbage in it? Every year, 8 million metric tons of plastic enters the ocean. That's enough plastic to cover every coastline on Earth. Tennis players and golfers wouldn't put up with trash on their playing field, so why do we? Join the race to restore ocean health at sailorsforthesea.org. It's going to take a really big crew to fix this mess.
What would you say are some simple, realistic ways that regattas or even local clubs like Columbia Sailing Club could make a difference in this impact without big budgets?
I know Columbia Sailing Club does a great job of having multiple water refilling stations, and they place them in multiple areas of the boat park. It can be hard if there's only one trash can and one water refilling station that's all the way at the other end of the boat park. Maybe it's not feasible for the whole regatta group to use those. But if you have multiple stations, trash cans, water refills around the whole park, it makes sure that everybody's going to be able to use them. And that really makes a big difference in the actual execution of the plan.
Is there anything else, Ryan, that you have seen done really well that sailors and clubs alike could copy very easily?
I think another thing that's really important to recognize is what products we're using on and around the water. Some examples could be our sunscreen. There's some that have a neutral impact on the water and some that have a harmful impact on the water. Or whether you're using boat cleaning products or oil or gas, be aware our boat cleaners, our gasoline when we're refilling oil, take a little extra time. It's very easy to spill gas or to decide to use a bleach chemical agent because it's going to be easier. But I choose to use products like Park and Durham sunscreen, Simple Green boat cleaner, and I make sure to be patient when I'm working around the water So I really reduce the impact of spillage. It's something I see all the time around marinas, around yacht clubs. And when we're in a rush, it's very easy to spill and it makes a massively negative impact.
I mean, I've seen people fill up race committee vessels or coach boats, and unfortunately, maybe they forgot to have that rag to wipe up the little drops of gasoline that spilled, and just that one little thing, always making sure you have that, can make a huge difference. That's a great message to share with everyone. Some people might not be aware of some of those things that are happening to that extent. So thank you for bringing that up. Reflecting personally, if you could go back and give your younger sailing self one piece of advice about stewardship and the environment, what would it be?
To realize that being a leader makes a huge difference, and you don't have to be leading a ton of other people. You just have to be leading yourself through your actions and the plan that you create. And if you show people how easy it is to make a difference, people are going to catch on and they're going to become leaders themselves too. And what we want is a world full of leaders.
That's great. So if every sailor committed to one simple action starting tomorrow, what should it be?
One simple action. If every sailor could commit to one simple action, that would make a huge difference. I think it's making a plan about the waste they create when they go sailing. We're all gonna need water and snacks when we go. And if you have a plan for using a reusable bottle and knowing where you're gonna source your water from and knowing how you're gonna dispose of your trash in a particular pocket that you can get in a waste can, that's gonna make a massive impact.
That's a great takeaway, Ryan. And it's something so simple that everyone can do, whether they're a sailor or involved in another sport, anyone watching this video. So, I mean, really, sailors have the connection to the water. That's the easy part. Now it's about action, not big, perfect, complicated action. Just one small habit, like Ryan said, starting tomorrow. And if we all do it, that's how our sport of sailing leads the way.
That's awesome. Great takeaway.
Ryan, I really want to thank you for taking the time to talk about your experience as a sailor, your Olympic campaign, and all the things you're actively doing on and off the water to have a positive impact for the youth and many generations to come. That's so important. And we are here to support you. I know Columbia Sailing Club and all the sailors and the youth that are here tonight watching this are very proud of you. And we want to support you in any way we can. And we look forward to everything great that you do down the road and that comes your way.
Thank you so much for having me, Stephanie. This has been an awesome conversation. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share a bit of my experience. Make sure to follow along at American Wave. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the water sometime.